Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and SR is going away in competitive Overwatch 2, which means that your depression is finally cured. Just kidding, it's still staying the same. The Overwatch team recognizes that the competitive environment within Overwatch, while it's supposed to be competitive, also brings a sense of anxiety to a lot of players that makes them not want to play at all. So to combat this, they're changing a lot, like they're completely getting rid of SR, changing the way that games spit out our rank, and also getting rid of a few competitive rewards and just so much more. But first, let's talk about how you can actually access competitive, because there's a lot of confusion around if players will be able to access competitive on day one. So as we all know, there's going to be a first-time user experience where competitive is going to be locked away for brand new Overwatch players. For anybody that played Overwatch 1 beforehand, you're going to have competitive unlocked along with all the original Overwatch heroes up until Sojourn, the Junk Queen, and Kriko. But for brand new players, not only will a specific amount of heroes only be available for you to play on day one, but you'll have to win 50 quick play matches to be able to get access to competitive. But I think we already knew that, mainly because I'm sure we watched my video going into deep detail explaining that yesterday. But what about the actual things that are happening in competitive 2.0, like SR getting replaced? Yeah, SR is going away and getting replaced by the new skill divisions. And the way that this works, it's like basically the same thing as Overwatch 1 ranked mixed in with Apex Legends rank system. So how this is going to work is it's going to have the exact same rank tiers: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, masters, and GM. However, in between those ranks, instead of there just being a hard set number represented by SR, there's going to be 5 divisions, where it's going to go from Division 5 through Division 1, where Division 5 is the lowest and Division 1 is the highest. And this is where it's exactly like Apex Legends ranking system, and I think even Rocket League has this system too. So let's give you an example to help you better understand this. So let's say we're looking at gold through platinum. In between gold and platinum, there's going to be gold 5, gold 4, gold 3, gold 2, and then gold 1. And then eventually you're going to hit platinum, which is just basically platinum 5. And even though SR is going away, you can basically look at these divisions almost like they're 100 SR apart, just without like the individual numbers in between each division. So let's say you were ranked 2150 in Overwatch 1, you're going to be a gold 4 player in Overwatch 2. But now that SR is getting replaced by these skill divisions, how do you like actually rank up? Like if you win a game, how much of a division do you go up in the ladder? And this is going to be in the new way that's probably the biggest change within competitive 2.0, is the way that rank is given out to players after playing competitive games. So in Overwatch 1, it's traditionally given you a new rank after every single game. In Overwatch 2, a new division, because remember, SR is getting replaced by skill divisions, but a new division is going to be given to a player after every 7 wins or after 20 losses, whichever one comes first. Now I know that sounds really confusing because we're so used to how Overwatch and basically almost every other competitive game does it, but let's just give you an example to help you better understand this before you say that it's stupid, because I think this is a really good change for competitive, in my personal opinion. So let's say you decide to play competitive Overwatch and you play your first game, and whether it's a win or a loss, it doesn't matter. It's not going to automatically give you a new rank, or in this case, a new skill division. You're going to have to continue to play until you either hit that threshold of 7 wins. Let's say in this example, you get really lucky during this play session and you go 6-2. It's still not going to give you a new skill division. So you go into another competitive game and you win that competitive game, making your record 7-2. After that 7th win, you're now going to get a new skill division. And whether you go up skill divisions, down skill divisions, or you stay the same, it's all going to be dependent on how well you did in those games and also what your record is at that play session. And because you win 7-2, you're probably going to go up in the skill division because you had such a good record. But let's use a different example where you just got broken up with your girlfriend and you decide to play competitive Overwatch and you're sad, you're depressed, and you're doing terrible, and you go 5-19. Even after that terrible play session of getting 19 losses, you're still not going to get a new skill division. However, if you play another competitive game and you lose, that makes your record 5-20, and after recording this, I wish I would have said 4-20 because that would have been funnier, but because you hit the threshold of 20 losses before you hit 7 wins, that's now going to give you a new skill division. And once again, it's all going to be dependent on how well you did in those games, but also what your record is, and because you did absolutely abysmal, more than likely you're going to go down in skill divisions. And even though that sucks, in Overwatch 1, it would have constantly show you the number just dropping and dropping and dropping, causing your depression to continue to skyrocket. But in competitive 2.0, it's more than likely not going to be the case where you reach that 20 threshold, but there does need to be that like safety net in case you do go on that long losing streak. So So just to summarize, in Overwatch 2, the new way to get a competitive rank or a new skill division is to either hit the threshold of 7 wins or 20 losses, whichever one comes first. And as soon as you hit either of those thresholds, it now gets reset. So let's say you go 7 and 10, something that's a little bit more realistic. Because you hit the 7 win threshold, it's going to give you a new skill division and it's going to reset your record. Those 10 losses will not count towards the 20 lose threshold that you need. It'll just go bye-bye. So then what about placements? Because if you're not going to get a new rank after 5 placement games, how do you get a new rank at the beginning of the season? And how it's going to work is the original 5 games you would have played at the beginning of the season are going to get replaced until you hit that 7 win threshold. Remember, the new way to get a new rank is to either win 7 games or lose 20 games, and that's applied at the beginning of the season and also throughout the whole duration of the season. And that's not the only thing that's also changing competitive 2.0. Another big thing to relieve a little bit of anxiety is that the rank icon shown at the beginning of the competitive screen and on your border is going away, along with border levels going away, but we've already kind of known that. Now, you still will be able to know what skill division you're at on your career profile. However, the icon shown at the beginning of the screen, like the gold icon next to your name, is getting replaced by a player card. And player cards are a new cosmetic item that hasn't been showcased yet, which I think they should have done a while ago, showed what's getting replaced in Overwatch 2. And also, as previously mentioned, the player borders are going away because, well, there's no level system. It's now getting replaced by the battle pass. But that also means that the rank icon at the bottom of your border is also going away too. That might be a little bit more controversial to change because some people like that. Me personally, I don't really care that much, I guess, about it. I guess just some people really want to feel proud that they got into Masters. Now, I know there's a lot changing competitive 2.0, but what's actually staying the same? Well, the top 500 leaderboard and how you actually get top 500 is staying the same, and there's going to be no skill divisions within top 500 for either open queue or role queue. Competitive rewards are staying the same, with the exception of top 500 sprays and player icons, and it's just because nobody ever used them, so they're no longer going to be adding them to the seasons. They still will be made available to use if you got top 500 in Overwatch 1, just there will be no additional cosmetic items. Gold guns are staying the same, competitive points are staying the same, so you can get gold guns, and something that a lot of my colleagues are fighting for is the fact that GM players can still only group up with one other GM player. That's not going to be changing in competitive 2.0. Maybe down the road, but when Overwatch 2 launches, you GM players, you can only play with one other friend. But if you're a GM in Overwatch, more than likely you only have one other friend, if you're lucky. But those are all the major changes that I want to talk about that's taking place in competitive 2.0. Again, I will link the blog in the description below so you can see the full details from the Overwatch's side, but I think these are really good changes with a lot that's also staying the same that's still good, like gold guns still staying the same and top 500 leaderboard, but also changing the way that rank is given out after every 7 wins and 20 losses. I like that, but let me know what you guys think. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch and Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.